Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining me at Brave New Hollywood. I have the filmmakers and the cast of Roped, and I have with me today filmmaker Shaun Paul Piccinino. I got that right. Producer Christine Moore, and the stars of the film, Josh Swickard and Lorynn York. Did I get all the names right?
Yes.
You guys tell us about this film. What is Roped about?
It's about a rodeo, a traveling rodeo that hits a town that doesn't really jive with, the rodeo. And there's a love story that's entangled in it where her father is strongly against it, and she kind of finds the culture and finds me, one of the cowboys, a part of the rodeo, and it's, some people can view it as something that's really harsh on the animals, and it can be whatever, and cowboys kind of show a different side of it, and we show a different light of it, that it kind of did originate from ranches competing with other ranches to, compare skills and stuff. And so it's, if you're a fan of the culture, if you're a fan of, the PBR, or going to rodeos, or just, horses, I don't know, you'll enjoy the flick. And it's, I don't know, it was cute. We enjoyed it.
Yeah. I think that's one of my favorite things when it comes to feedback about the movie that's been coming through. Yeah. A lot of people who are fans of the rodeo world say that it's completely accurate about, everything surrounding the rodeo, that, oh, this is what really happens. Oh, this is so true. And I think that's really, that is a compliment to our filmmakers and the writer. They did a great job, because, you always want to hear that from an audience, that, oh, that's really how it happens. Oh, yeah. I grew up in rodeos, and this is how it was. So I think that's one of my favorite things, that we really depicted that well.
Now hold on to your hearts, ladies. This young cowboy looks like he's got a promising future. Go,
I don't see why we have to have a rodeo back in this town after all these years. Our community has long stood for high values and common decency to all creatures.
That's him.
He's cute.
I'm Colton.
I'm Tracy.
The town hates the rodeo. Everybody wants to boycott it.
There's a lot you don't know, cowboy. That loud old guy was my dad.
You must be the cowboy everyone's talking about. Maybe I can't force you out of our town, but I suggest while you're here, you stay on your side of the tracks and away from my family.
You met a girl? Maybe. Golden Burton Shop!
Your cowboy's here? I think you should go talk to him. I can't do that.
Don't stir the pot in this town. Just focus on your ride.
Cowboy, there's just some guy from the rodeo.
Christine, to you as a producer, what were the challenges of making a film like this?
This film was blessed. I don't like to throw that word around casually, but there really was something about this project that any challenge that kind of came up was so quickly fixed, was so quickly, I think there, I remember the crew, posting anything online. There was a definite vibe of love. Hashtag love my crew. Hashtag love my director. Hashtag love this set. Hashtag love my cast. Like, there was just, everyone was effusively in love with everyone else. And we got, it was also a very easy shoot, in as much as the weather cooperated. It's the most beautiful time of year in Northern California. We had the longest days. Every day is like a glowing bulb of sunshine. I say it's lit by God. This movie is the prettiest movie that I've ever been involved in. So they're really, usually I could sit and tell you all kinds of horrible challenges, and this time I have nothing.
Just to piggyback what you were saying, Lauren's done, 30 films or something, and that was my first movie. I'd done television and like kids shows and stuff, but that was my first feature film.
So lucky.
And so I walk on, and we're doing things on the weekend together with the director and the producers, and it's the community behind ESX is phenomenal, and that would take hours to talk about. But it's a really neat family, and so I was just kind of like, oh, movies are the best.
Magical.
You know, this is what we race motorcycles, and I mean, like, this is what we do in movies, and then I remember. And then when Lauren and I started dating afterwards, she was just like, no, it's never like that. It's never like that. And the last day of filming, I mean, Christine can attest to it. I was broken up because I was just like, oh, now it's over. And you put so much blood, sweat, and tears into something for 3 weeks. And it's you have this tunnel vision for, 18 days or whatever, how many shoot days we had. And then all of a sudden you just put a button on it and you go on with your life. And you're like, oh, so it was super special to me for, a multitude of reasons. But
in real life, a real love story was happening. So I think that's the big story of this. I think it comes through the screen, and I think people fall in love with them falling in love.
Oh, it definitely comes through the screen. That's usually a gift to a film, isn't it? Especially a film that has romance.
I mean, you can't ask for it any better. I've said it before. It was like, it almost wasn't acting, and it wasn't directing at that point, because they just have, they were finding each other. It's a beautiful thing to witness. And I believe, I mean, maybe they want to share it. I think they've shared their first kiss on screen, so just a beautiful thing to be a part of.
Yeah.
Yes, Lauren and Josh, you guys want to elaborate?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, you want to go?
Sure. We did share our first kiss on screen, technically, but our first kiss, we actually bumped teeth, if you don't remember. Oh, yeah. Because I was so nervous because I wanted to kiss him so bad, and I was so excited. And we bumped teeth. So what was on camera was actually our second kiss. Because the first one was a fail.
That's amazing.
So funny.
And it looks like online, and from what I see, your fans are not only happy that you are cast in this film, but happy about this, marriage. That's good thing on both sides, on the film and career side and personal. The fans are very excited.
We were just nervous about the outcome of Roped. We figured we'd put a ring on it, and just to make sure Rope did okay. No, I'm just kidding.
It's part of the
commitment.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just a giant charade of
commitment. It's devotion to the craft. To the next level. No,
they're very method. They're very, very method.
Yeah. No, we knew. I mean, we knew we were kind of early on, and I remember calling my dad. And I was like, "Hey, when's too soon?" And he was like, "Date a year, at least a year." I was like, "Okay." So we dated for a year and a couple months, and then I popped the question.
Yeah, it was super fast. And it was so fun to watch the movie together and remember, like, on a certain set. I think the roping steers day was a really special day for us, just how we were vibing and how we felt about it.
Yeah, some of those feelings.
Different sets.
One of my favorite scenes. Yeah, one of my favorite scenes, especially when he gets to the campfire and just seeing the two of you guys getting lost in each other's eyes, It's beautiful.
Now that is so funny, because that is a day where we lost a whole set. That whole story of when she comes and finds him and he's hammering and he's been, put to task, and that happened in a location, I don't know what, Shaun, like 100 yards away from where it was supposed to, like creating out of nothing.
Yeah.
Me running back and forth, So
and we had to split it up too. So then we had to then save the second half of that scene for when we went to another location. So yeah, it's one of those movie magic things.
Wow.
Guys, where was this movie shot?
It was shot in Creston, California, and Petaluma, California.
Wow.
But those are about 3 hours away from each other. So we went to Creston, everyone came back to LA, and then everybody went to Petaluma.
And for Josh and Lauren, what kind of rodeo experience did you guys have? Or was this some stuff that you needed to learn for the film?
Well, I have a wall of belt buckles, but it's just outside of the camera, so I can't show you. I didn't have much. obviously there's the running joke when someone asks if you can do something as an actor, the answer is yes. No matter what it is, figure it out. That can get a lot of people in trouble. It got me in a little bit, but I had ridden, I can ride-ish. And then when I got to the first day of training, he was kind of like, oh,
the stunt guy, Tad.
Tad was kind of like, you got some more to do.
Tad Griffin, just really quick, is one of the most premier stunt horse riders in the world. His family,
he's worked on everything.
Best, and his sons are the world champions. Like, this guy is incredible. So having
a horse, there's a good chance that he worked on it.
yeah. And so Josh got to go work with him. Yeah.
Yeah. So I got like 2 days with him, and by the first day, I got on a horse, and he's like, "We just have to make it kind of believable." And then by the end of the second day, I was roping and lassoing and in a canter and then a gallop, and I mean it was so rad. I was a kid in a candy store.
It was pretty hot.
So now, from what I hear and what I see, great team of people, great filmmaker, amazing producer, and beautiful, talented stars. Any chance of all of you doing something together soon? Other project?
I don't know if we're allowed to talk about that. Christine, are we allowed to say anything or allude or just pretend? Maybe let's just pretend we're gonna.
Yeah, there's a big. I think we all have big dreams that. I mean, we've made dreams a reality before.
No.
Well, you guys, I am very glad that you made this time to talk to us about your beautiful film, Rope, which is on Netflix. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope to see you all again for that project you cannot talk about just yet.
Yes. Count us in.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Pleasure.
Bye.
Bye.
Can you teach me how to be a cowboy?
Why the sudden interest in wanting to be a cowboy?
Girls like cowboys.
What makes you say that?
My sister likes you.